Oh my goodness, y'all. So today I was like, I don't care, come heck or high water. I'm going to try to watch that Trachonis trial because I've tuned in a couple of times in the past week and a half or whatever. And it was like the slowest moving trial I ever saw. And I just couldn't get into it. But since STS, one of my new favorite channels, was streaming trials now, I thought, okay, I'm going to support the channel. I'm going to try to get into that trial. But I got to say, today they went to lunch for about 2 hours. And while I was working, I just kept glancing back at the seal. And I have to say, I almost found looking at the seal the equivalent of watching the trial when it was in session because it's so slow moving. And I don't feel that the lawyers have any real personality. And the girl, I think she's in the prosecution, must be one of her first cases. She's not doing a bad job, but just doing it so by the book that, she's kind of boring. And I just really am having a hard time getting into that trial. But what I wanted to mention was that I watched Donna's hearing today, and that left me with a bunch of thoughts too, because for starters, I was very surprised to see Rashbaum there. And I couldn't figure out as we were waiting, I'm like, why is he up here? It doesn't make any sense. I mean, that's a long trip, right? 14 hours there and back. Didn't make sense to me. But especially when all he said was, yes, Your Honor, no, nothing additional, Your Honor. And then I think about 3 weeks for another status hearing, Your Honor, and that was it. But it occurred to me that maybe after they, went over to Zoom and showed Donna and she took, she kept saying that she understood, yes, Your Honor, I know the risks, yes, Your Honor. And I saw that she had brand new glasses, and I just had to wonder if Rashbaum came up here just to bring her new glasses. It's just a feeling I have because he's so crazy about Donna that it wouldn't surprise me. But I also I'm really sure that they're up to something. And normally, this damn rabbit hole, I can't seem to get out of it. I will get a couple of inches away and then I fall down another one. It's just so crazy. I usually just move on from, trial to trial, and this one just keeps pulling you back. It's very strange. But I did, when I was watching Donna, I was like, there's something up there, and I really can't tell what it is, but the fact that Rashbaum, is so, when this is what I think a really ethical lawyer would have done that truly cared about Donna. She doesn't have time on her side. So knowing there was so many risks, hang on.
This is a reminder, make rice.
Hey, make rice.
This is a reminder, make rice.
Okay, we got it. Anyway, she's 73 years old, and I just don't think that it's fair to represent her at this point. I think Rashbaum, because she's so, she relies on him so heavily for his advice. And I think if he were a really ethical man, he would have told her, listen, you want to get out of here as fast as possible. We don't want any bumps along the way. And there are so many twists and turns. If I were to become your lawyer after being your son's lawyer, so many things could happen that would cause delays and possibly problems and result in mistrial. And then we got to go back to the starting, to square one. And if he were really cared about her like he said, I think he would have declined and made her see that there were other good lawyers and he would hunt like hell to get her one, and that would have been the right thing to do. Because just listening to all those waivers that she had to do, it just gets you to thinking, what if she's making a really bad decision? She makes bad decisions all the time from what we see, but you know what I'm saying. I think he's taking advantage of her, charging all that money and just, I don't know. I guess in his mind, she relies on him and he's there for her. So he's probably convinced himself that he's doing the right thing. But just from that interview that he gave the other day, and I saw how he can put his spin on every single solitary drop of evidence. I mean, he is definitely sneaky. I mean, I don't know if I called him a snake oil salesman, but that's what he is. And I always remember Vincent Bugliosi said that of Barry Scheck. He just did not like him at all, and that's what he thought of him. And this guy, Rashbaum, reminds me of Barry Scheck in a lot of ways. And I just hope that, I really don't care one way or the other. I mean, that's another thing. I find not, seeing Donna through all these different phases, it is so unbelievably unsatisfying. And that's why I had made that, video, though. I was like, I would trade Donna for Wendy in 1 minute, in a heartbeat. Even if Donna is guilty and Wendy isn't, or I should say more guilty, because we know she's got a hand in some things. And even if she didn't have foreknowledge, she did so many things after the fact. And I guarantee you, if they were to take Wendy's finances and get a forensic accountant in there, just like they tore apart Katie's finances, they would probably find so many things that either she could be IRS jail or penalized substantially, and also just give her a whole lot of inconvenience. And that's just on the finances alone. I would think that there is a lot more there if they would just dig in, but I've already voiced that opinion and I don't think that's going to happen. So anyway, just wanted to mention I really I know something's up, and you can mark my words when, and I was even thinking maybe Donna is going to roll over on Wendy. I don't know why I have that feeling, because I guess just the way that I was watching the society page and I was rehearing all the talk about Wendy and Charlie. Well, when Donna was talking to Charlie about Wendy, and I was like, man, there's some weird dynamic going on there. Oh, it was the part where Donna realized that Wendy no longer needed a nanny or a caregiver for the sons because they're now doing their own thing, and she's outlived her usefulness with Wendy. And I don't think it's one thing if it's supposed, I don't think, okay, I know how families are, and they can be very forgiving, and if you feel a little bit used and abused, you might just forgive them as you get older and just be happy to see your grandchildren once in a while and all that. But if you're going to go do a life sentence in prison, I don't know that you'd be so forgiving. So I think another couple of months and we might have Donna making a plea bargain. And I would love that so much. But it all remains to be seen. Anyway, just thought I'd share that about if this Trichonis trial doesn't pick up, I'm going to have to go find something else to occupy my time when I'm at work, because it's just not doing it for me. Wondered if y'all are, maybe I'm not seeing something y'all are. Anyway, that's all. Have a good night. Bye, y'all.